Did Aiden bounce?
I'm right here.
Okay. What up, everybody? It's your boy Cutthroat, coming at you with another one.
It's your boy Aiden Posted 73. Live and direct.
What's up? It's T Reaper, and I'm back, and I thank Heartless and the crew here for inviting me today.
Glad to have you.
Just do not kill me on air, please. I have had a bad day already.
Nobody's gonna kill you on air. We promise.
Okay, good. Let's get to those topics, Heartless, because those were quite interesting topics.
They were. Man, fuck Birdman. I'm just kidding. We won't get into that. Well, starting off, I'm looking at Ubisoft. To be honest, because they sent claiming some big teasers coming for, and I'm just excited because Ubisoft is the holder of. Maybe we can see something from Splinter Cell. They hold, Ghost Recon. So I'm excited for Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed is another one.
I just want a little small teaser for GTA 6. Just to be honest, that's it. Let's see. It's next year will be 5 years and whatnot. Well, September next year, since we had GTA 5 and whatnot, and usually a new GTA game comes out like every 4 or 5 years and whatnot. So I want to at least see a teaser and see how they'll handle this and whatnot. If they'll change the pattern for when they're going to release games now or whatnot. So, yeah, just GTA 6, man. Me personally, we'll get to that later. Yeah, GTA 6, that's it.
What do I want to see? There's so much shit that I personally want to see that it's not even funny. I definitely want.
I think that's all of us.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that Assassin's Creed. I definitely want to see more of that Far Cry 5. I want to see Scorpio's release date and price point because I am dying to know that. I want to see more of Red Dead Redemption 2 because I think that's Rockstar's first priority over GTA 6 is going to be the Red Dead game. It's not going to be the GTA 6 just yet. And I want to see Sony show me something that screams "buy me." So I want Scorpio release. I want the Scorpio price. I want Assassin's Creed. I want Far Cry 5. And I want Sony to seriously show me something that says "buy me." Well, you gotta show me a game that honestly screams by me. I have that station, and it's just sitting on my desk, just sitting there, and it hasn't been used in like almost 3 months. It hasn't been turned on. So like that God of War looks interesting, but besides God of War, nothing really actually screams by me. And I don't think we're gonna get God of War this year. We possibly might get Spider-Man this year, but I'm not much of a Spider-Man game guy, so I don't really want that. Detroit looks interesting, but then again, that doesn't really scream by me. Uh, Days Gone is a little thing. Like the two titles that I really wanted this year to come out was Red Dead Redemption 2 that got delayed, and then the other one, which is still unconfirmed whether it's going to be this year or not, is Assassin's Creed. So but those are all multiplats; they're not exclusives, and the only exclusives right now that I see myself buying for Sony right now would be that God of War, would be the God of War piece, and I'm sure that God of War will actually be on the stage, but what other things can they show for it that doesn't besides a release date? A release date would be nice, but I don't know. It's just I don't really, not a lot of games scream to me to Sony when it comes to that. Most of my games are all played on the Xbox. So if it's on a Sony platform, it's usually an exclusive only because I don't play its multi. So I legitimately only use it for exclusives only, and the only exclusive that looks interesting right now is that God of War. That Last of Us 2 looks interesting, but I didn't play the first one, so I can't really say how good or bad the new one actually looks. But the one with her playing the guitar was that trailer last year was actually pretty dope. So I do give them that. But it was it's all hinging on that God of War and Spider-Man. Yeah, and then there's also talk of them releasing talking about possibly a handheld being revealed. If you show me a handheld on Sony stage, Sony, I'm legitimately just gonna seriously drop my keys and walk out my door. Next Monday, I swear to God, 9 p.m. If you show me a handheld and that's the best thing you can do to combat what Microsoft is doing, you seriously got some problems. That's seriously, that's some serious problems right there. But I don't know because you got the Switch, which is a handheld. You got Microsoft Scorpio, which is going to be a big thing at E3. But Sony's the only thing they have to show is games. Show me games that I personally want to play. But it's kind of hard to do that when I already have most of all the games pre-ordered already. So it's I already have all the games set up, and there's only a couple of them that haven't been announced that I haven't actually bought yet. But I think the big trickster is going to be whether Destiny 2 is going to be that 60 frames on Scorpio or not. I think that's going to be the big trickster this year. And if it somehow is 60 frames on Scorpio, everybody's just going to lose it. Well, it will definitely be 4K because it's already been confirmed to be 4K 30. It's just hasn't been confirmed to be 4K 60 except on a PC. But that looks dope. Also, that Shadow of War, I'm looking forward to that. That comes out in August, so I would like to see a little bit more of that, no matter whose stage it's on. But I'm kind of curious what Ubisoft has to offer, what EA is going to show, Bethesda, or Bethesda, however you pronounce it. But I think the big two combatants are going to be Microsoft on Sunday and then Sony on Monday. And they're the Microsoft goes first, then Sony, and then the E3 days are the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But by the time Tuesday comes around, we're all the press conferences will be over, and it will the media will just spout like heaven. Heaven will ensue and hell will be all across the media, depending on what everybody likes and dislikes. But no, I'm looking forward to this E3. I have a tiny bit of feeling that Sony's going to show a little bit more games. Now, when I say games, I don't necessarily mean exclusives. I think they're going to have the better better presentation. Because last year's presentation was dope with that symphony. That symphony with God of War was just that blew my mind. But then the announcement with the Scorpio kind of like counteracted that when Microsoft basically announced Scorpio. So that kind of like tied it. But this year we already know what Microsoft is probably going to do, but we don't really know what Sony has planned besides the Death Stranding. That's another one. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that because that's kind of a big controversial title, and no one really knows what that actually is all about.
Gameplay footage.
Yeah, I mean, you got I think the big titles this year are gonna be that COD, they're gonna be that Battlefront 2, they're gonna be that Destiny 2, and then whether or not they reveal Crackdown 3 will be another enticing matter for Microsoft, and whether or not they unveil the how Microsoft deals with the Shadow of War concept, because they're kind of marketing that as like their own like 4K version of the Scorpio version. But I'm still gonna buy it for the Xbox One because the Scorpio is probably not gonna come out until the fall anyway, and I'm not gonna wait like months to actually play a game.
Well, speaking of Microsoft, they will not be. It's come through the grapevine that they will not be introducing any VR this year. They technical guys have come out and said that Microsoft is looking at introducing their VR to the PC before they roll it out for the console. They're wanting it to be a wireless type of setup, and what they're gonna roll out this year is along with the Scorpio and stuff. As far as accessories, is a wireless headset.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us have been wanting from Microsoft for a long time is a wireless headset. Those who don't want to go out and spend, $150 and up on a pair of Turtle Beaches or something like that,
Yeah, I have the Astro 850s, and I can tell you they're not all that cracked up to be because the battery. Personally, I think my Astro 850s are dead actually. So they actually died, and my 840s actually lasted longer, and they're wired. So like the big problem with the wireless ones is the battery life. Is like they don't last the whole gaming day. They last like maybe part of it. So maybe they last between 6 and 8 hours, and then you have to charge them, and then you have to have a backup headset because you can't be on the system without an actual headset. So kind of need that headset to back up the wireless ones while they're charging, and then it takes a little bit for them to charge, and then you can put them back on. But like for long runs on games, wired also lasts a little bit longer too, and depending on the brand and depending on like how sturdy they are, they're harder to break.
Well, and that's one thing I know I want to see, and I know Heartless has said in the past that we want to see controllers as well as headsets, accessories have a longer battery life. Because I know, and I haven't been playing my Xbox nearly as much as I used to. But I started playing it more, because I have at least 3 games that I just got tired of. I got stuck on a point on expert or legendary or veteran, and it's just like I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm going to put it down, play something else. I just never picked it back up. Now that I've picked it back up, been playing it more. My batteries, I started to realize again, my batteries don't last long. If I play 4 to 6 hours on a weekend, couple hours when I get off work at night, my batteries are gone. And
Would it help if I told you to get rechargeable battery packs?
yeah, I mean, you can get those, but with the issue I have with rechargeable battery packs is over time they lose their charge too. So something that's batteries is something that I want to see, as well as a wireless headset that is easy on the batteries. You know, something that doesn't suck up a lot of juice on the accessories. But you know, also want to see something that platform. I want to see a platform that is used to its full capacity. You know, like the Scorpio. I'm hoping I can see games that aren't just exclusive to Xbox, that are multi-plat, that can use the hardware, the software to its full potential. We haven't seen that in a very long time. I mean, in my personal opinion, and this is probably because I've died off playing for about a year and a half, like that since like the PlayStation 2. You know, where you pop in a disc and it's running at full capacity for that game. And yeah, I mean, I'm saying
over time they
there
actually
are
fix that
games that use
problem.
it, but I want to see it across the board. I don't want to pop in one game and have it run at full capacity, pop in another and run it at, and see it running at 60% capacity across the board. And that's what I'm hoping the Scorpio brings. It allows games to run itself, run that platform at full capacity, everything that it has to offer. I can't say that about the PlayStation because I don't have a PlayStation. I haven't had a PlayStation since PlayStation 2. About PlayStation. I'm not going to speak on PlayStation because I don't have one. You know, I'm not going to bash it. I'm not going to say it's great. I'm not going to say anything because I can't speak on it. But from my experience from the Xbox 360, Xbox One, we have constantly seen one or two, and they're 99% exclusives to run that console at a full capacity. But that's just me. Heartless. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I hope so. I would hope so.
Shadow of War.
Or
And we
I got the
a
Mithril
lot of
edition.
detail,
Actually.
man. A
I
lot
got
of detail is in that game, just like Shadow of Mordor and whatnot. So,
There's a lot of what?
like detail
Oh, detail. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
stuff going on and whatnot.
I want them to take. I want. I
It's
want. I
not
want.
announcements just as far as them keeping their word on what it's going to do and whatnot. That was the problem with the Xbox One, where they kept talking about 1080p, 1080p, and whatnot. Now all the games run at 1080p. and whatnot. They couldn't performance wise and whatnot. Overheated, which was a big issue with 360 and whatnot. Just past consoles in general. I just want them to keep, the promise and whatnot, keep the word on what they say is going to actually deliver, and not us finding something out later when we actually get the system. Because I'm hearing more and more that it's going to cost $500 and whatnot. That seems to become like a repetitive price point.
I heard that the 500 gig version is going to cost 450, and I heard the 1 terabyte version is going to cost 500. That is not very unreasonable to me because I bought 2 Xbox One S's with 2 terabytes, and they both cost me $500. So they were, for a 1 terabyte, that's a decent price to ask. But if you want the 500 gig, which probably won't hold that many games, considering that if all the games are then going to be pushed to 4K, which means they're going to be required more space, and God knows you can only fit like less than 15 games on a 500 gig on a regular Xbox One. So like you're basically going to push to 4K, so you're going to push the space. It's going to make room for less games. So I would go with the 1 terabyte option.
Well, bankroll fresh. You got 2 consoles. Okay. You're a high roller. All right, send one of them things to me then.
I have 3, but I have 3. I have 3, bro. I have 3.
Now,
and
this is one spec I haven't heard much on. That the Scorpio is. I hope it's exactly like the Xbox One, and that it supports external hard drives. I can't do a 1 terabyte hard drive. There's no way I could do just a 1 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, I have 99, and I have 6 terabytes of space. But they're separated between 2 hard drives. So I have a 3 terabyte on my 2 terabyte, which is 5 terabytes. So I have 5 terabytes of space. And then in my other room, I have the same thing, but it's just 4 terabytes.
Well, see, if it's already, we've already discussed this. I'm not buying a Scorpio day one. I will wait at least 6 months before I buy it.
Exactly.
And I want all the bugs. I don't want any of the problems that the 360 had. Because I went through 5 or 6 360s before I stopped getting the red ring of death. So, yeah. And by the time I get one, I'll end up having. I'll probably have purchased a 10 terabyte drive.
Yeah.
Ended up and partitioned it.
That's actually kind of interesting because I'm kind of curious what kind of glitches the Scorpio is going to hold, because it was like all the system have a type of glitch one way or another. So like the 360 had the red ring, then the Xbox One had the network block, and then they also had the fact where nothing where nothing would respond to you, so you would have to legitly reset your hard drive to basically make it work again. So I'm kind of curious what this one glitch, if it has glitches. It'd be kind of interesting if it's glitch free, like for once Microsoft pulls it off without a hitch, so they don't have to cost themselves money. But I'm kind of curious what that one issue is that will do it. But it is technically still an Xbox One at its core. So maybe it's just improved, and they basically worked out all the kinks from the older versions, and it won't have any. But that's being optimistic, and I highly doubt that. What I do want to see, because Heartless asked this question, is what would I like to see that the Xbox One, what would I like to see it have differently? I want that looking for group thing gone. I want that gone.